Multiple stab wounds under the left shoulder, knife exiting the upper abdomen. Wait, what's this? Orange popsicle held in right hand. Right, well, it looks like she died of severe brain freeze. Alright, case closed. Okay, someone get me a coffee. No room for cream, I want it black. Black like the hearts of those we put behind bars. Black like the color of this chalk. Crap, I was supposed to grab white. Well, why do we do it? Because we're criminal investigators. We seek out justice. It's tough, but it's good. So today I will be listing 5 murder scenes in Fallout 4. Let's get into it. Starting off with number 5, we have the body of Evan O'Dude, and you can find him on the overpass above Neponset Park. When you go up, you'll find 3 dogs surrounding his body, and once they notice you, they will attack. You'll be forced to put them down. When you get to his body, it's still lying on his mattress, and around him are 3 dog bowls, as well as a hefty amount of canned dog food. It looks like Kate, Kyle, and Alyssa meant quite a lot to him. Certainly by how armored they are, they served as good protection. But here's the thing. Alyssa, unlike the other 2, is not a normal dog. She's been ghoulified. This probably made her rabid. So what's likely is that she transformed and then killed her owner, bit into him as he was sleeping, and the other 2 probably didn't realize what was going on. So now they've been waiting by his corpse, maybe by habit or wanting to be fed. Either way, they're hungry, and you should be careful if you're going to investigate. Number 4, we have Dutchman and Helena, and you can find them at Bedford Station to the north of Lexington. When you arrive, you'll find the body of Dutchman out in the open. And if you go up to the nearby tower and listen to the holotape, you'll learn this. Dutchman was a railroad agent on a mission to get a runaway synth free of the Institute, right? The synth was known as A951. These 2 were supposed to go to the station at midnight to meet a runner who would then take A951 to a safe location. And if they needed a disguise or any kind of supplies, there was a dead drop in a nearby train car. Thing is, the runner, known as Helena, never showed up, and so Dutchman knew something had gone wrong, but before he was able to cancel the operation, the place had been surrounded by Institute agents. Somehow they found out. So Dutchman decided to run out as a distraction so his friend could get away, but it didn't work. He was gunned down by the time he got down the stairs, and A9, judging by the absence of his body, was likely captured and then returned to the Institute. The blood of 2 humans had been spilled for this poor synth, and yet it still wasn't enough. Number 3, we have the body of Richard, and he can be found in a small store just to the east of the Cambridge crater. On him is a note, and when you read it, you'll learn that he came to this spot to sell copies of Piper's newspaper, Public Occurrences. Thing is, the note isn't his. It was written by someone else warning him that that wasn't a good idea. People could just buy the newspaper in Diamond City, and even if he was able to maybe get some wandering traders or farmers to come by, it still wasn't worth it. That area of the city is filled with raiders. But Richard wouldn't have it. He thinks this is a great way to make money. Well, people say it takes blood and sweat to run a business, so sure enough, Richard's body can still be found slumped against the counter. And around him are not only an infestation of ghouls, but a pack of raiders on the rooftops above. So since his body is still pretty well preserved, it seems the raiders quickly spotted him, came down, shot him, took whatever they needed, then got back up before the ghouls could ever take run of the place. See, Richard, copyright is a deadly thing. I'll admit, deadlier than I thought. Number 2, we have the body of Randy, and he can be found on the southern side of Spectacle Island. When you approach, you'll find him in a very flattering position. Perhaps he could have been a gymnast before the Great War. Too bad. But what's interesting is near him you can find the body of a raider. This implies that a group of them sailed to the southern shore and then attacked, and Randy fought fiercely to drive them off. In fact, he was probably very hard to hit given how flexible he is. Now, if you go up to a small tower in the middle of the island, there's a signal checklist, and if you read it, you'll learn that this system was a Mirelurk repulsing beacon. It would shoot off sounds that are terribly painful to all Mirelurks to, keep them away. At some point, the system had broken, and Randy was one of the people in charge of fixing it. Good thing, too, because he can probably get inside of really hard-to-reach places, given how flexible... Well, anyway. But it was during this that the Raiders invaded and then ended his life. And now Mirelurks are all over the place. Randy, come back to us. I want to turn this place into a settlement. And number 1, we have the deadliest of all. It's the murder of Ezra Parker, and you can find this in Vault 118 in the Far Harbor DLC. Ezra, owner of the Cliff's Edge Hotel, his brain smashed in with a bloody baseball bat, and the murderer is still among them. Who was it? So Maxwell asks you to investigate the other robo-brains. Was it Juliana, the wealthy financial advisor and wife of Burt Riggs, a lead robotics developer? Was it Santiago, the famous painter whose adorable cat pictures line the walls of settlements all over the East Coast? Or was it Keith, the famous Hollywood actor who had a burning love for Ezra? Did his own rejection cause him to lash out? Well, after running around questioning her, questioning him, questioning the cat, questioning your own life, you finally come to the conclusion that none of them did it, and Ezra isn't actually dead. The body you found is that of the original Juliana. She found out Ezra had been embezzling money from Vault Tech for the complete construction of Vault 118, and so Ezra murdered her. And then to cover his tracks, modified his voice to pretend that he was actually Juliana, and that Ezra was the one who had been killed. He swapped places with her. Now maybe he should have taken some tips from Keith, because he wasn't a very believable wife to Bert. But anyway, you end up exposing Ezra, and then decide if you want to kill him, let everyone else kill him, or let him escape untouched. Either way, this murder investigation has been solved. And there you have it, 5 murder scenes in Fallout 4. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Down below, please tell me, what bodies have you come across that you would add to this list? Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I'll tell you now, if you want to be a crime investigator yourself, sometimes you have to take on a whole nother personality.